Today was a conversation really that started a couple of weeks ago. It's been going on for years, of course. And we wanted to really find out what was going on in immersive at the moment. It's an interesting moment happening just now, as you know, where we're all thinking about working online a lot more and creating online. And everything from how we make exhibitions and how we collaborate is starting to become suddenly very rich because these things have been bubbling away for years, but they've only just come to the surface because of the pandemic. It's a perfect opportunity to talk to Chris because I've been watching recently what Chris and his team have been looking at, especially with the immersive web and VR. So I'd like to introduce you to Chris. It's Chris Follows. I think you can see him.
Hi there. Hello all.
So Chris, shall we go into frame and start our conversation?
Sure, yeah. I need to share my screen. Okay, good to go?
We are good.
Great. Okay, so yes, hello everyone. So yeah, welcome to, this is, hopefully you can all see that. This is the Immersive Web digital meeting space, digital hub, if you like, where we've been meeting for the past few months with a collective called the Digital Maker Collective, which I'll talk about in a minute. So, David, are you with me in the space?
Yeah, it should be. Let's have a look.
Is that you over there?
This is me. I'm just turning around. Oh, there you are. You're over there. So, like Chris, I think the thing that is immediately interesting is that neither of us are on VR, right? So you're not wearing a headset, and neither am I.
No, so I'm on a desktop computer at the moment. So yeah, so you can, so yeah. I mean, we can have a conversation around what we think of as the immersive web, but I think that idea of that you don't have to have an expensive VR headset to get involved in 3D kind of immersive collaboration. But and a lot of this underpins the move into the immersive web, into fully VR as well. Embrace the chaos. That's a kind of motto. So basically, yes, that was the song that was playing. Summer Madness and Embrace the Chaos, I kind of nicked off a Unity developer who basically had that motto and that song. And Embrace the Chaos is a really good way to think about sort of entering into any sort of emerging technologies. If you're testing stuff out, it's best to have an open mind because a lot of it is open source. Open source development, which means it's kind of it's being being developed in progress, and it can crash, and it can there can be issues with it, and it might not do exactly what you want it to do. So yeah, you have to embrace the chaos.
All right, well thanks. Maybe we could start off by talking a little about the DMC and asking you what you've been up to and how it's been going.
Sure thing. Actually, if you follow me over here. Okay, so yeah, so basically, yeah, my name's Chris Follows. I'm the Emerging Technologies Manager at University Arts London. So, but my main colleges are Camberwell, Chelsea, Wimbledon. So my role is to work with the academic staff primarily to look at how the courses are adopting emerging technologies and basically how they can be integrated into the curriculum. So yeah, I've also got a practice, which is my arts practice. So I studied fine art, and I'm a painter basically by tradition. So these are some of the paintings I've done, and I was always really interested in technology, even during my degree, and the sort of relationship between traditional practice and emerging sort of arts practice. So that kind of led me to explore quite a while back to start to explore that relationship, really, which is kind of I see that as a sort of very much an ongoing thing. I'm also a co-founder of a startup, if you like, a tech startup called WebXR. So I co-founded this with two colleagues that I've known for quite a few years that I met through UAL, so that they're both alumni at UAL as well. So ArtsXR is an immersive production studio. So at the moment we're just about to embark on a really exciting project. We haven't disclosed yet, but we're going to quite soon. And we founded about 10 months ago. So the kind of projects we do are we basically support artists to engage with, who want to engage with immersive technologies. So this is a gallery that basically we helped, we sort of co-curated the VR piece with the artists to meet their sort of needs of what they were after, and then we worked on consigning that art piece to the art gallery, so it became a collectible, a consigned piece of art that a collector could buy. So yes, so we collaborate with various artists and create our own projects as well. It's kind of like an R&D project. Just to let you know, I just heard a little doop. That means someone's joined the room. So this is an open room. So basically anyone could walk in at any point. So just to let you know that. And that's the fun thing about the immersive web. It can replicate quite a lot of if you want it to, it can replicate sort of real life. Okay, so what's going on, and why are we in this room? So this is quite a recent article. The headset, as some of you might recognise, is an Oculus Quest, but was bought by Facebook quite a few years ago, and they've produced this most amazing headset called the Oculus Quest. Downside is you have to have a Facebook account in order to create an account with the Oculus Quest. That can be a downside for some people. But the point is, this headset's like £300. So it's an all-in-one headset. You don't require a computer. It's got no cables unless you want to charge it. But the point is, you can access full VR experiences anywhere. So you can be sitting in the garden, obviously if you've got a Wi-Fi connection, but you can also engage offline with the VR headset. But what this article is about is basically saying, that there's Apple is entering the market. So Apple is about to release a mixed reality headset next year, and this kind of underpins a lot of big tech companies' aspiration to move towards augmented reality. So we are going to see AR glasses making a comeback, as VR made a comeback many years ago, from many years ago. David, did you want to say something?
Well, that's interesting because we're in this space here, and like if you press the magnify button on the top left there, it's interesting because this is a shared space. So you could be watching films. This is great for conferences. This is great for a lobby of an exhibition, anything you want. And you were saying that in this space today, you could probably have up to 30 people in here at least.
Yeah, so the capacity for this space is 35. So I'll talk more about the space now. Actually,
yeah, sure.
So just hit that Digital Maker Collective slide. So if you want to know more about the Digital Maker Collective, go to digitalmakercollective.org. We're just revamping the website at the moment. So basically, the Digital Maker Collective is it's across UAL, staff, students, alumni. It's a totally voluntary, informal club, if you like, of people that are interested in immersion tech. And that club have been meeting and doing meetups for the last 5 years. Started back in 2015, so more than 5 years actually now. And basically, we basically do events like this. So this was in March, literally just before the lockdown. At Tate Exchange, we did an event called Unity Unicorns, and this is a collaboration we did with Dimension Studio. We do volumetric video, and the National Theatre, where we basically showcased a National Theatre performance called All Kinds of Limbo, ironically. So basically, all these people in VR headsets are experiencing the same performance at one time in that space. This is the DMC, or some of the DMC at the moment. So we have about 25 active members in the DMC. So this is a few of those members. And we've called the project that we've been doing over the last few months called the Immersive Web. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. And here's one of the events that the Digital Maker Collective put on just before Christmas called Digital Fashion. It was like an immersive round table, so we held it in frame. The DMC created a frame that basically and invited guests, and we had like amazing talks. So this is kind of pre-pandemic meetup. So this is down at Camberwell in the playground at Camberwell, where the foundation centre is. And we've got rooms there we can meet. It's kind of the base, the physical DMC base.
Genie mode today, which is magic motion using spatial.
So the DMC collaborate a lot with other universities. So this is like a startup that do a sort of DIY volumetric video capture. This is a student at Wimbledon who does a lot of with sensors and performance. Some fine art students. Yeah, who did some really great stuff. So they explored VR drawing with the public, and they played music at the same time, which was really cool. So you can see. So they kind of blended the sort of physical and the virtual. This is one of the projects with the Wimbledon students where they were exploring immersive performance. This is a project we did, which is around haptics. So that's a tracker, and we're going to talk about this in a minute when we talk about virtual production. So that's a tracker. So when you're in VR, you can see, you can kind of hold a physical object, and it relates to a virtual object. These are some CCI students from the Creative Computer Institute. Okay, so let's jump into virtual production.